Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well after the weekend and that you all managed to get some relaxation in. I don't know if you've managed to do our Sunday evening relaxation, but if you haven't yet, that's fine. Add it to your list, perhaps at the end of one of today's or one of the previous sessions. So today is day 5. We are going to do a bit of a Pilates inspired flow. Just getting the body moving, alright, mobilising everything and building a tiny bit of strength. And then tomorrow again we'll go back to doing some yoga. Now, as I said, please feel free to string some of these exercises together in terms of the different sessions. If you ever want to pause me, then feel free, because you can pause and do some extra reps or some extra flows. That's absolutely fine. And I hope that you're enjoying. Thank you so much for all your lovely messages, and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, so let's start in that standing neutral position. So bringing those big toes and those ankles together again, taking those toes out and then the heels out so your feet are parallel and underneath where your hip bones are. So those knobbly bits just right at the front, that's kind of the hip width distance that you're looking for. Drawing up through the thighs, squeezing lightly into the bottom, into the glutes, and then I want you to draw your belly button all the way in, push your belly all the way out, and then kind of find that happy medium where your belly button's pulled in about 30%. So pop your hands on your ribs, take that lowest rib and connect it down towards your hip. So keep that connection through everything that we do. Shoulders are back and down. Alright, and then we're going to lift through the back of the neck, tucking our chin slightly in. Alright, so we're lifted here, tucking back here, so we've got a long neck at the back. So here we're completely centered, okay? You should feel really engaged through your torso, through your whole body, and we're ready to begin. So we're going to inhale, taking our arms up halfway, up to shoulder height. And as you exhale, I just want you to keep your hips facing towards the front, okay? And we're going to start to turn. Inhaling, coming back to center. Exhaling, following the way that you're going with your eyes. Shoulders are staying nice and down your back. You're still keeping that engagement through belly button, staying nice and centered. Those of you who find you tend to move your arms more than your body, pop your fingers onto your shoulders, and we're just going to move around there. So inhaling to come center, exhaling to turn. Inhaling to come center, exhaling to turn. So we're just warming up the body now for our flow. Exhaling to turn. Let's come one more. Okay, we're going to come back to center. Remember, we're breathing laterally into those ribs and keeping that belly nice and engaged. Okay, dropping the arms. We're going to inhale. As we exhale, just want you to reach down the side of the body. So getting a bit of a stretch into this other side. We're going to inhale to come up, exhale to come over. Now, if you're feeling a little bit stiff, you don't have to go particularly far. Okay, and you can just keep your eye gaze down if that's more comfortable, or look wherever you want to. Look at me if you want on the camera. Exhaling down, let's do one more on each side. Keep those glutes nice and squeezed, belly nice and engaged. Exhaling down, inhale up, exhale down, and come back to center. Just start to roll your shoulders back. So nice big circles with those shoulders. Taking your fingertips onto your shoulders and drawing circles with your elbows. Coming up and over. And then if you can and you feel comfortable doing so, draw big circles with your arms now. Again, staying really nice and centered with the body. So the precision marker here is the only things that are moving are your arms at the shoulders. Okay, we're going to come forward. Alright, so we're just reversing this series of exercises. Fingertips back onto the shoulders. Draw those circles. Now, if at any point it's too much, you can just drop the arms and go back to the original circles. And let go, and original circles forward. So your arms and your shoulders should be feeling a little bit more loose, a little bit looser into the side of the body. Okay, you're welcome to do anything more to warm up at this point, but we're going to go straight into our roll downs now. So Again, we recenter ourselves. We're going to keep those belly nice and drawn in, squeezing into those glutes, shoulders are down. Now we're only going to do 4 of these to begin with, just to start to warm us up, but if you feel like you want to do more, then you can, because we're going to add into flow, alright? So, let's begin by taking those inhales, and as you do, tuck in that chin, alright? As you exhale, we're rolling the body down. So we're rolling all the way down with the body, trying to take yourself vertebrae by vertebrae, okay? And then tilting the pelvis under when you get there. Now, if you're comfortable just to come to the knee, then that's fine. Otherwise, we're going to come as far down as is good for you. Big bend into the knees. We roll back up as we exhale, tilting the pelvis under first. All right, squeezing into those glutes, rebuilding into the spine. Shoulders come back. Lifted into the head, and we come back into that finished position. So let's do 3 more of those. We inhale, chin to chest. We exhale to come down, still staying nice and engaged through that belly button. Staying nice and centered, keeping that connection through the ribs. Now, if you tend to get dizzy or you have any blood pressure issues, please don't come any further down than your knee, not taking your head lower than your heart. All right, otherwise we're coming down as far as is comfortable, lowering those knees. Tilting the pelvis under as we exhale to come back up. So we're rolling all the way back up. And let's do our 2 more. Chin to chest, exhaling down. And you'll find that you start to loosen up a little bit the more that you do this. So it will become less uncomfortable, all right? The more that you do this, the more often that you do this, keeping yourself really moving, okay, getting moving into that spine. So you're going to do your last one, but as you do, I'm going to show you what we're going to go into. So we're going to add into flow. So we're taking our chin all the way down, all right, bending into those knees, okay. At this point, you're going to come back up, but otherwise, our next thing is we're going to be walking our hands out into a plank position. So we're going to hold here for 2 breaths, inhaling in, exhaling out through the mouth. Still staying engaged, drawing belly up towards spine, squeezing into those glutes, inhaling, exhaling. Then you're going to push yourself back into a pike, alright, or a down dog if you do yoga. Hold here for 2 breaths, inhaling in, exhaling out. Remember, into the back, into the ribs, inhaling in, exhaling out. Big bend into the knees. And we're going to roll that body back up. So walking in and rolling all the way back up, maintaining your breath through that whole thing. So now it's your turn. All right, so we're going to inhale, chin to chest. Exhale to roll all the way down. Now these are a series of exercises that you've got to do really well, each one, okay? So try not to lose yourself to the flow. Just make sure you're hitting each exercise and holding each one really well. If you're in your plank and this is too much, drop your knees. This is absolutely fine. Okay, so we can hold here, keeping those belly buttons drawn in. Doing those 2 breaths, tucking the toes, come back into your pike or your down dog. Hold here for your 2 breaths. Again, if it's too much, knees come onto the floor and we come back into a cat pose. So drawing that belly up towards the spine, letting your neck go. And that can be your alternative, okay? And then you're going to take a deep breath in, exhale, walk those hands all the way back in, all right? And then we're slowly rolling all the way back up again. Okay, so we're gonna do that twice more. Inhaling, chin comes to chest. Exhaling to roll all the way down. Bend those knees lightly as you're coming down, just to loosen off or take the pressure off that lower back. Walking all the way out, or remember you can drop your knees if you need to. Inhaling in, exhaling out. Inhaling in, remember your options. Exhaling out. Either coming back into cat or tucking those toes, down dog or pike. Inhaling in, exhaling out. Inhaling in, exhaling out. And we're going to slowly, as you exhale, walk those hands back in, roll the body back up. Alright, adjust yourself if you manage to move yourself back a little bit into the mat. And we're going to do that one more time. Okay, So we're going to take our chin to our chest, inhale, exhale, let's lower the body down. Really get that lovely movement, should feel a lot freer now. Lower those knees, bring yourself down into that plank, breathing in. Remember, drop the knees if you need to, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, move back. Remember, either the pike or down into that cat position with the knees on the floor. And then inhaling, exhaling to walk those hands back in. And inhale and exhale to do a really good roll up to finish there. Okay, so take a breath, give your wrists a little bit of a break, shoulders are relaxed there. Give them a bit of a break, and we're going to just add on to that flow. So what you're going to do is you're going to do this for 4 flows, but you might want to add, you might want to double those, both of those. So do 8 of the flow that we've just done, and then with the add-ons that we're about to add on, if you want to make it more challenging, you can, or you can keep it as it was if that was challenging enough for you. But just make this as long or as short as you want it to be. So again, let's recenter ourselves. Squeeze into those glutes. Make sure that pelvis is nice and tilted. Drawing that belly, drawing that belly in. Shoulders are down your back. And when you're ready, inhale, chin to chest. We're going to exhale to come all the way down. So we're exhaling all the way down. Drop those knees. We're going to come all the way out into that plank. All right, and then if you need to drop your knees, you can, or stay in full plank. You're going to lower those elbows, keeping them nice and close to the body, and tricep press up as you come down for 2, back up for 2, and then you're going to take your elbows out and do a full press up. Okay, so elbows out, down for 2, back up for 2, then you come back into your pike, bending the knees and walking those hands all the way back in, okay? Bending the knees here and rolling all the way in. So you carry on. You're going to roll all the way down, okay? Rolling all the way, walking those hands out, all right? When you get into your plank position, instead of holding here, we're lowering into a tricep press up down for the count of 2. Slowly back up for the count of 2. These are like 2 breath counts. Then out with the elbows, okay? Again, down for the count of 2 breaths. Back up for the count of 2 breaths. Push back into your pike position and roll those hands back in before rolling all the way back up, all right? So this is a really great one for raising your heart rate a little bit, because it's not fast, but it is flowing, and we're starting to build up into that strength. So when you've done 4 to 8 of those, you might want to pause me and do those, all right? You might want to rewind just to get some of the teaching tips. Remember, if it's too much to do the press ups, then just keep your arms straight, all right, and stay in that plank. And if it's too much for the wrists, come into an elbow plank. That is absolutely fine. So once you're all the way back up, we're going to finish how we started. So facing the camera or facing side on, again, bring yourself into that hip width stance. Draw up through those thighs and squeeze into the glutes. Shoulders are back and down, and we're just drawing that belly in. Okay, so we're going to inhale, bring those arms up. Exhale, turning, keeping those headlights facing forward. All right, inhaling back to center. Exhaling to turn. Remember, hands on shoulders if you find that, like me, a little bit you start to take your arms, but your body doesn't go with you. Inhaling to center. Exhaling to turn. Let's just do one more on each side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Come back to center. Drop the arms. Okay, relax those shoulders. Inhale. As you exhale, reach down. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do that. Inhale. One last time on each side. Exhale. Come back up. Alright, now I want you to take your feet so that they are shoulder width. I'm going to go into a monkey squat. Now, you can either have your toes forward, or if you're slightly uncomfortable doing that, then you can turn your toes slightly out if you're a little bit duck stance like me, technical term. So whenever you're ready, nice and tall, we're going to inhale to bring the arms up. As we exhale, we swing everything down, so you come into a squat, and we swing everything down and relax as we inhale to come back up. So use your breath, really inhale up and exhale to come down, inhaling up. Remember, if you don't feel comfortable going all the way down, you can just do this halfway, all right? Let's do 2 more of those. Really getting that bottom back and down. All right, last one. Exhale. All right, and then we're going to finish off there. So I hope that you've enjoyed today, and tune back in tomorrow for some yoga.